Good morning and welcome to Heart of the City. I'm Councilmember Al Austin and we are here in the beautiful 8th District right in front of Hughes Middle School for our newest segment on Heart of the City. I'm with our school board representative Megan Kerr. Welcome Megan, and congratulations on your recent election.
Thank you.
I understand that Hughes Middle School is undergoing some significant transformation here in terms of conservation. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I can. In 2010, two parents from the Green Team wrote a grant from the Port of Long Beach to redo the entire front landscape in drought-tolerant plants, as well as working to mitigate the particulate matter that we have in the pollution from the port and from the airport. So we have $240,000 to completely redo the front and side of the school, as well as the perimeter. And so while originally designed to deal with the particulate matter in the air, they took the opportunity to also address the water issues. And one of the biggest water issues that we have in the front of the school is the runoff and how it comes off of our buildings and is really at this point designed to go directly into the storm drain. So this is an attempt to mitigate that as well.
Well, it sounds like this is well thought out, and a grant that will certainly have a benefit for the school, water conservation, but also beautification. What type of plants, what will the garden look like?
They're all drought tolerant. California native plants. There's probably 30 to 40 different varieties of plants that will sit kind of closer to the sidewalk. So as you drive by on California Avenue, you'll see that really lush, beautiful California landscape from the beginning. And then all of the other things that happen behind the scenes in terms of the water being redirected back into the water table will happen a little bit closer to the school. Well,
exciting changes are on the horizon here at Hughes Middle School, and I'm looking forward to a great partnership with you in the years to come. Are there any other efforts to conserve water going on here at Hughes and throughout the school district?
There are actually. Many of our schools are using gray water to irrigate their landscape right now. Any new projects that are happening in the district are all being built with drought-tolerant California native plants, and many schools, including 16 of the inside gardens here in Hughes, have been converted by the school community themselves into California native gardens, and that's happening at school districts across the city.
This is a beautiful project. It's great news, but why is it important for our parents and students? What message are we trying to send?
Well, I think when we're specifically talking about the water issues that we're facing as a state, avoiding the runoff is critical. So the way this is designed is not only will it prevent all of that water from heading into the storm drains and picking up trash along the way, which will eventually end up in the ocean, the material that's being used is going to filter that water before it goes into the water table. And as we start to rely more on as a state on the groundwater that exists, putting more water into the water table is a really critical piece of that.
But it's not just school districts across the country. We're unique here at Hughes, and particularly Longfellow, with our efforts. And as I understand, we've been celebrated as far as the White House with Green Ribbon Awards here at Hughes. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. Long Beach Unified has 4 National Green Ribbon Award-winning schools, Longfellow being the first in 2012, Hughes being the second in 2013, and really around those efforts around conservation, drought-tolerant landscaping, but education around the environment and how to live a more sustainable life. Those are some of the points that we were recognized nationally for.
Megan, that was very informative, and thank you for all you're doing and all you will do in our community, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the years to come in our shared community. Folks, now we're going to head over to see some of our residents who are practicing conservation and being great environmental stewards right here in the Bixby Knolls area. We have many drought-tolerant gardens, but this one will be really, really special. Come and check it out. And welcome, folks. We are here in front of Birgit and John Delatorre's home, a beautiful drought-tolerant garden right here. I'm with our water commissioner, Harry Saltzgaver, Birgit Delatorre, and David Shabato, resident landscape designer. And we're here to talk about drought-tolerant gardens and the impact they're having on conservation here in the city of Long Beach. With our water commissioner, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
It's a beautiful summer day in the Long Beach,
and
I understand that we've had some success in reducing our consumption of water here in the city of Long Beach. It's been recently reported.
Right.
Can you tell us how the water department has impacted that?
Well, we like to think that we're doing some good in terms of our public awareness and things like this. You're really kind of you to allow us to spread the message on the need to conserve water. And also, you mentioned our Lawn to Garden program, and we're able to offer rebates to folks who are willing to take out their sod and put in drought-tolerant landscape. We help defray the cost at $3.50 a square foot. So that's a pretty good deal.
Well, I think that's a really good deal. I mean, it's probably better than when you did your garden.
Yeah, I was one of the first people, I think, to do this, and I only got $250. I think I had some money left over because I didn't do any sprinklers. My philosophy is if it needs water, it's not for my garden. I might put it in, but if it dies, it dies. This garden that you see here hasn't been watered at all. We were part of the Lawn to Garden program in May, the tour, and everybody was asking me, "Oh my God, what is this green stuff? You don't have to water it?" I said, "No, I don't have to water it." I mean, it's a little, brownish, yellowish in some places now because it really hasn't been watered for months. But in the spring, everything is beautiful. Initially, when this was all done, we had somebody come from the water department, knock on the door, and said, "We need to check your meter. Your meter's broken. You're not using enough water." So that is cool. So I am very, very excited about all this and very excited about spreading the word. I talked to all of my neighbors, and it's so needed. If we want our vegetables up north in the Central Valley to grow, we need to cut back on the luxury consumption.
So I want to ask you, David. I mean, you've designed several gardens recently. What benefit have you seen for the residents that you've worked with and throughout the community? I know you helped me with mine personally, and I want to thank you for that. What is the biggest, takeaway from that for residents?
Once they get past the idea of not having a lawn in the front yard, which to a lot of people that's the symbol of the American dream, is having the lawn and maybe a picket fence. Once they get beyond that, they realize they can have a yard that is custom to them, one that they like, the plants that they like, the look that they like, and there's many different ways to go on that. They really get excited about it. And then, of course, once it's in, eventually then they do realize that it's a big savings in their water bill. And then also the maintenance. There's kind of a hurdle to get over in the beginning. I think you went through that too. Right in the beginning, you have to pay attention to it, and you have to make sure that it grows in, that the plants grow in faster than the weeds. Once it's established, if you do it right, then it's very, very little maintenance. It's just maybe, 1 weekend every couple months you get out there and do a little project and clean things up. And just make it a half a day, and then you're good to go for another couple months.
This Lawn to Garden program is really making a difference. Harry, I did have a question from a constituent come forward a couple weeks ago. They said, "Hey, we are doing a lot towards lawn to garden and promoting drought-tolerant gardens, but is there or could there be something in the works to promote artificial grass as a substitute?" Because green grass is a symbol of a nice neighborhood in a lot of ways. And so, is there something in the works?
In the word, no, and that's for a couple of reasons. Right now, artificial turf also requires water. A lot of people don't know that, but it does have to be watered so it doesn't burn up. And second, it's not good for the environment. It brings up some toxic stuff into the air, so we right now don't allow a rebate for artificial turf, and we're looking more for the drought-tolerant approach.
Well, the drought-tolerant approach seems to be working for us right now. That's certainly evident here, and if you look around the Bixby Knolls area, all throughout Uptown, North Long Beach, people are moving in that direction. Do you have any sort of estimate in terms of how many homes are actually utilizing the lawn to garden program?
It's pretty exciting. We've had more than 1,300 homes take advantage of the rebate program. 1,300 homes. Plus, there are a lot of folks who go ahead and do it without the rebate. We're finding right now that we get a great place like this in a neighborhood, and other people simply want to do the same thing. and it really kind of spreads. It's one of those good viruses, I guess you could say.
Well, good virus. We'll take that. And again, I want to thank my guests for joining us here on Heart of the City. This is a very important subject in that we are facing a record drought here in the state of California. It's probably consumed much of our state legislature's time in terms of determining how we're going to disperse and conserve water moving forward. And we got a couple of great residents here. We got great activity happening in the city of Long Beach, and we wanted to share it with you today. So thanks again for joining us for Heart of the City. I'm Councilmember Al Austin signing off, and let's say
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Save that water.
all right. Thank you.